Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the FIFA Flow podcast. Today guys, we got season 3 episode 25 of the podcast guys. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys, happy Halloween. Today is October 31st. It is Halloween. Yeah, I'm recording this podcast on Halloween as well as it will be posted later at night on Halloween. It is 9:14 for me. But yeah, guys, today we're gonna do a bit of a shorter podcast compared to the last one, guys. Last one, I think it had to be one of the best, craziest podcasts we ever had on the channel. 2 hour podcast, 1 hour 51 minutes, almost 2 hour podcast. One of the craziest, if not the craziest podcast. A lot of controversy about the Champions League, of course. Atletico de Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona. And then we did some predictions about the World Cup. Guys, it's October 31st, World Cup November 20th. 21 days, if you include the 31st. 21 days until the World Cup, or let's just say 20 days from today. 20 days until the World Cup begins. I think it's Sunday, November 20th is the first World Cup game. I think it's Senegal versus Netherlands, I want to say. Or Senegal versus World Cup. I think it's Senegal versus Qatar. No, it might be the big game. World Cup fixtures. Okay, so England, Iran, so Senegal. Oh, this is on the 21st. Damn. But anyways, it's still the first day. We're still gonna have the first ever World Cup game. It's not the biggest game like we're gonna have like England, Iran on the second day. That's crazy. Senegal, Netherlands on the second day. USA, Wales on the second day. I think these three are gonna be crazy games, especially these first two here: England, Iran, as well as Senegal, Netherlands. So yeah, 20 days, guys. I cannot wait. It's still kind of unfortunate that like it's in December, man. It's during school, like 5 a.m. on a school day. Like, man, who's trying to wake up? Like I'll wake up for that still, but like still, man, like so much pain. Like you have school the next day, and it's like you have to wake up at 5 to watch England, Iran, and then go to school right after. It's like, why wake up so early and stuff? Like it's kind of annoying. If it was in the summer, it would have been really nice. And even in Qatar, they still need like the air conditioning because it's like 70 degrees in December still. How much is it in the summer? 100 degrees in the summertime. But yeah, guys, yeah, we talked about the World Cup and stuff. Today's episode, we're going to talk about league games: Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain, Premier League, Chelsea and Liverpool. I want to talk about the La Liga, about Real Madrid. We're going to take a look at some of the other games like Barcelona. I did not watch the highlights or the game for some of the other ones like Man City. I didn't watch the highlights or anything, but we'll just look at the statistics. We got Champions League predictions. We're gonna go back to the list we made on the last episode, so go check out the last episode, guys. It was the craziest episode ever. Next episode will be on this Friday. This Friday, we're gonna talk about Champions League, guys. We're gonna finally know who gets first and second in their group. We talked about this on the last episode, so go check it out. We're gonna talk about who gets first and second on the next episode, depending on this upcoming last game tomorrow and on Wednesday. And then we're gonna make predictions based off of who can match each other. So we talked about this on the last one. If you guys don't know, if you get first in your group, you cannot match anyone who got first in the other groups. You can only match them who got second. Therefore, I talked about PSG. We need to win against this Juve game, even though we've qualified through. We have to fight it and beat Juve, because if we get second place, we're gonna have to verse first place teams like Man City, maybe Madrid again, Chelsea, Spurs, which I guess is okay, but this group is still unpredictable. Bayern Munich, maybe Porto, Napoli as well. So we have to win against Juve, so we do not verse teams like Man City, Bayern, and Real Madrid, or Napoli as well. So that's why these next 2 days are going to be very, very essential and important games, key games for teams to get like placement for first place or second place. So it's very important. Who cares if they qualify through? If Benfica gets second, they are screwed. They're gonna have to verse Man City, maybe Madrid, Chelsea, Bayern, Napoli. So for Benfica, that's bad. Same for PSG. I know PSG. You can tell right now we have Verratti, you have the MNM, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, but our defense is so bad lately. We're gonna talk about that when we get to the Ligue 1 part. Our defense is so bad. We cannot stand a elite top tier team on the first on the first knockout stage, like Madrid or Bayern. We cannot afford that. But anyways, guys, yeah, we're gonna only today. We're only gonna do predictions. Friday, we're gonna talk about these games and then talk about first and second. Who can they verse and how will this affect the team for the round of 16? Next episode, yeah, it's just gonna be UCL on Friday. On next Monday, I'm also gonna be doing we're gonna do league games, and then the Friday after that. So not this upcoming Friday, if as you guys can tell, not November the 4th, but on November 11th, Remembrance Day, I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be starting the first World Cup podcast. So we're gonna be talking about predictions with the World Cup. We're gonna be starting to get guests. So on this episode, I'm hoping to get a guest on, maybe two guests at the same time. I'm hoping to get at least one guest here. I think we have one confirmed. We might have two confirmed guests coming on this day. I'm hoping to do another guest, and then this is another league episode talking about 12th and the 13th games. And then I'm hoping to do yet another podcast on the 18th with another one or two guests. So in total, on the 11th and the 18th, these two are going to be World Cup podcast episodes with a total of hopefully 4 guests. I think we have 2 confirmed, so hopefully 4 guests on these 2 World Cup podcast episodes. We're going to talk about the upcoming World Cup, and then the World Cup starts and we get into the World Cup part of the series. So yeah, as I said on my on the last episode, I will upload like a schedule, so everything I just mentioned of how many guests, when the World Cup episode will be uploaded, I will make like a kind of like a schedule thing and post it on the Instagram, so stay tuned for that. I'll also try to post it on the FIFA Flow podcast. I've kind of been slacking lately on putting up the schedule for when the podcast will be posted. But either way, you guys either way, I'll still try to, I did say, on my personal podcast, on my personal what is it? What am I trying to see here? On my personal Instagram, I did say I would be uploading a podcast today. So it varies between where I posted. It varies between the websites, the podcast Instagram, and the personal Instagram. So just make sure you follow all of them. It would really be appreciated. I will try to make this one, the website, more of the home and the mandatory place where I'll be saying when something is uploaded. But yeah, as I said, make sure you check out the Instagram for now. I mean, it's mainly the Instagram. I'm still kind of used to this website stuff. So for now, I'll upload that schedule to the website. But guys, enough talking. Let's get into the podcast. Let's start off with the Ligue 1. Ligue 1, we do have some pretty good games. Marseille, Strasbourg, pretty surprising there for Marseille. But quite happy that Marseille did drew. Gives us that greater points difference. I think if you asked me 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would say that Marseille do have a chance to get first place in the league, but after they lost, I guess they're going down. Yeah, they're going down to 5th. Lens coming up, so I think Lens are doing good. We had another good game here, Lyon versus Lille. So I think that was a pretty good game. I did not watch that yet again, but just quite interesting to see. I think Rennes Montpellier is good. Is a good game. I did watch a few of the highlights. I think who was it? Lacazette who scored here for Lyon. Yeah, Lacazette who scored for Lyon here. And then who else? Yeah, I think those are those are some of the big games I wanted to mention in the Ligue 1. As you guys know, I'm a huge Ligue 1. Every single week, every single week I watch the Ligue 1. Of course, I'm one of those guys who I try to defend the Ligue 1, not just the Ligue 1. I just try to defend Ligue 1, and I wouldn't say hate against Premier League, but I'll say the Premier League is overrated. That's what I'd like to say. It's overrated. I don't have anything against the Premier League. I don't hate it. I just say it's overrated. Oh, it's the best league in the world. That's just too much. You cannot say the Ligue 1 is a farmers league. It's that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I like to defend it and stuff. But yeah, today we're just in the Ligue 1. We're gonna talk about Paris Saint-Germain, ICC Paris, as once again the Marco Verratti. I'm wearing the home kit, as you guys can see. In this game, we wore the away kit, so the exact opposite: white outside and blue inside. PSG on the back and stuff. You guys already tell. Biggest PSG fan out there in North America. But yeah, let's get into the game. Man, when I was watching this game, I wanted to cry. I wanted to smash something so hard because our defense. It's not even funny, man. It is not even funny, man. Our defense is absolutely dreadful and horrendous, man. It's so terrible. It is so terrible. It's not even funny, man. Like, I can go for an hour talking about how bad our defense is, but let's just do a sum up of how bad these goals were. So in the third minute, they intercepted our pass. They go down the wing past Mukiele. This guy here, Odebert, I think it was this guy here, goes down the wing, crosses it in. It's a Balde. No, it's not Balde. I think it's this guy here, number 24, who gets a kind of a bad touch on it. Or like he tries to get a touch on it, but kind of misses. He gets it back. He like puts his leg high because it's in the air. Passes it to Balde, who's open. And then just gets it in the back of the net. It's like we only have Kimpembe defending. Ramos was trying to. I don't know what Ramos was doing. He was in the middle here because Mukiele was on the wing here in the corner. Ramos was in the middle here, and then Kimpembe was kind of marking these two. So it was kind of like 2 against 1, and that's our problem. Is where are we marking, man? Ramos, I know you're the best defender, but where are we marking, man? Where are we marking? Where are our players? Where are we? What are we doing? I guess you can like. I guess one thing that we really had a problem with was Mukiele. I don't really think Mukiele can play that right back position. I think he's just a bit too slow. I think in a 3-5-2, you can kind of consider him as that right center back. So yes, the right center back. You could say it's kind of a right back, but it's more of a central center back kind of thing, like a wider type of center back rather than a central center back. It's more of a wider center back. Right back and a right center back in a 3-5-2 is a completely different formation. It's a completely different position. So I think for Mukiele, that was one problem, is he just wasn't fast enough. I think defensively he was okay. He just wasn't as fast for that wing back position, or that full back position. I think if you play in a 3-5-2 in that right center back, yes, it is a bit more wide, but it's not all the way in that right back position. It is more like outside the box here. In the 4-back, when you're playing the center back, it's more in the middle of the box, outside the goal box. But in a 3-back, it's more on the 18-yard line. And then as a right back, you're just out here in the corner. So I think for Mukiele, he cannot work out here in the corner. I think the maximum, if you play in a 3-back near the 18-yard line, that is where Mukiele can play. So that was one of the flaws I saw. As I said, Ramos, what are you doing? What were you defending on that first goal? And then, yeah, I was just crying, man. I was like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what are we conceding, man? What are we conceding? And then we go into the 24th minute. This goal here by Carlos Soler reminded me exactly of that 2017 Barcelona versus Paris Saint-Germain goal. That last goal by, who was it? Sergio Roberto. That last minute goal that got that 6th goal for Barcelona. That over-the-top chip to Sergio Roberto, who got that touch on it against Gigi Buffon. It reminded me exactly of that goal. I think it was, who was that? It wasn't Messi. I think it was Messi who assisted that. I'm pretty sure Messi got the 2 assists. So if we take a look here, okay, so it was Neymar who assisted that. So Neymar getting that chip over the Troy's back line. They're playing a 5-back, of course, the Rats. They're playing a 5-back. So yeah, he gets it over the chip. Carlos Soler gets a nice touch to the right of Gallon, the Troy's goalkeeper, and then gets it in the back of the net. So beautiful goal there, beautiful chip. It reminded me exactly of that 2017 Sergio Roberto goal. Or Sergi, who is that his name? Roberto or something like that. That right back for who he still plays for Barcelona somehow. That who got that last minute goal against us, unfortunately, in 2017 in the Champions League, the 6-5 comeback. It reminded me exactly of that goal, that chip, the nice touch to the side of the keeper in the back of the net. So that was that. I was happy, but I was still very disappointed. Man, yes, we had some beautiful goals. Eminem doing the usual, Messi getting an assist and a goal, and Neymar getting an assist and a goal. Mbappe getting a goal. We have, and it's not just them getting goals and assists. They're also doing, like, they have goal scoring opportunities. Like, some of them miss, but it's still an opportunity to get a goal. So that is still quite a lot in itself. But so yes, they're performing well, but it's our defense which still kind of, I guess, backfires against this win. It's like, yes, we won, but like, can you really be happy if we're performing this bad against a team like Troyes? Just, I can't imagine if we're against Madrid, how bad can we do? It's like what I'm saying. I mean, we saw it last year against Madrid. We played terrible in their defense, but Yes, in the attack we're doing better this year, but our defense is not compensating for that attack, and that is our problem. Let's talk a bit more about the goals and then go back to the defense. So yeah, in the 52nd minute, I think this one was the was this the corner goal, man? I think this was the corner goal. I'm trying to remember here. Or this could have been another through ball. I think this was yet another through ball. To the same guy here. I think it was crossed into the middle of the box to Balde. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I remember this goal now. I remember. So it goes back to the corner. It's Mukiele versus Mukiele versus this guy again. I'm pretty sure. It was this guy. Ramos and Kimpembe in the middle. And then we had yet another problem where Ramos just couldn't intercept it. Balde gets a touch on it with his left foot. He turns around, like does a full turn and gets it. Like, Kimpembe, what are you doing, man? Kimpembe doesn't block it somehow. It goes like, I think it went through his legs or just outside of his legs, and it just gets past Donnarumma. So he does a touch. It's something like Lewandowski would do. He gets a touch, does a quick turn, touch and turn. He does a touch and turn. So he gets the pass, one touch, turn, shoot. It's like, what am I looking at, man? How are you letting him do one touch, turn, and shoot? You're in front of him and you're still not blocking it. Like, man, that's like, oh my, yeah, I remember that goal was terrible. Like, it was just, it was a good goal for Balde, but it just made our defense look so foolish, man, and that's what I hate. Same way this 88th minute goal we'll get to soon. But yeah, guys, before that we had Messi with an absolute banger shot. So I think this one was assisted by Carlos Soler yet again. I'm pretty sure this one was assisted by Carlos Soler. We can just go take a look, because why not? Neymar. Okay, by Ramos. Okay, yeah, it was by Ramos. So yeah, he got subbed on, guys. Ramos last. You guys already know the past 2 decades. Ramos Messi rivals. Now Ramos assisting Messi, and then Messi getting almost like a 22-yard shot outside the box, power strike against Gallon back here, passes it to Ramos, looks down. I'm like, no ways. He's like, like that Ronaldo goal where he looked down and he shot it like 40 yards. Was it that one? It was the same thing here. Is like, he looks down. I'm like, no ways he's about to shoot this. He shoots it with one of the best strikes I've ever seen by Messi at Paris Saint-Germain, and I was like, holy la pulga, N'Golo Messi, and like, holy man, what a goal that was. Neymar in the 62nd minute. What an assist by Messi here. Like, man, Messi's vision is just incredible, man. He does that through ball. He sees Neymar going in between, like getting in behind the Troy's backline. He gets in behind here by just behind Palmer. Messi with that through ball here, and then Neymar just around the keeper. So brilliant goal there. And then in the this penalty here was actually fouled by Carlos Soler. Carlos Soler getting fouled. What had happened here was actually, I think it was Messi yet again who did an assist. Messi did it like an assist into the box. But like Palmer, this Palmer guy, he tried to kind of block Carlos Soler. He thought his keeper would come out for it, but the keeper hadn't called, like, oh, my ball. The keeper hadn't called it. So this Palmer guy is just there, like, kind of backing way to let his keeper come out and get that ball, because the Troy's defense hadn't touched it. So since he hadn't touched it, the keeper can pick it up. But the keeper didn't say, oh, my ball. So what had happened was he was just trying to defend it. The keeper didn't know until the keeper was delayed, like, oh, you want me to get it and stuff. And Carlos Soler goes around him, does like a he does it like he tries to get it around, like he does like a spin around, and then gets tripped by the keeper because the keeper's delayed reaction didn't know, oh, I should go for the ball since he didn't call it. Delayed reaction. Carlos Soler got the ball first, touched the ball first, and then was tripped by the keeper, and we got a penalty. So I was like, what the hell are you doing? What is this bad communication by Troyes? And then Carlos Soler gets fouled. Mbappe takes the penalty. Beautiful goal there. And then there was another beautiful chance, man. What, like, Mbappe had a few good chances he could have scored, man. Neymar with a beautiful run. Physically, he was ready. He got in between a lot of the defenders here, and then he did like a turn, a back heel, what am I trying to say here? He did like a turn and then like did like a back heel turn, a back heel turn pass, and Messi or Mbappe tried to do like a finesse far post, but man, just went right to the keeper. So I was like, what are you doing? Could have been one of the beautiful goals, a beautiful run by Neymar, and then you just mess it up. So like unlucky there. Mbappe did have quite a few chances which he did miss. And then yeah, this 88th minute goal was so foolish as well. It was off a set piece corner, off of a corner. It's just headering, like it's just in the air for quite a while in our box. Hits Marquinhos and goes off of Marquinhos back to the defender. Or back to another player on the left of Marquinhos. Marquinhos is still on this right side, and then it just goes in back behind Donnarumma. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like Marquinhos, like I know you blocked it, you tried to block it, and it was an unlucky rebound. But maybe put some effort into like actually like putting your chest like out and blocking it to go like forward instead of to the left. Don't let it hit you. You should go towards the ball. Like I mean, that's not really the right way to chest the ball. You should let the ball come into you, not you go into the ball and like get injured. But like still, man, like I don't know, like you could have like headed it or something, or like blocked like after that rebound. You could have easily, I think you could have easily got a header, like ran faster, put like some like passion into getting that ball out. You could have went to the left, get that header, and try to get that header and get it out. Like you could have easily done that. I'm just like, it was very bad. And yeah, Marquinhos getting subbed on for Kimpembe. So very, very bad defending. Very lazy. Maybe I think is both of lazy, unpassionate. We should be hungry for the ball in our defense. We're just not hungry for the ball. It's like very foolish and lazy. Very, very unfortunate. Guys, like we really need a new center back, and like the problem is now I'm very nervous about this upcoming game against Juve. I think it's on Wednesday. I'm very very nervous because of that. Because if we don't win that, we're gonna be in second place, and we might be like against a team like Man City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid yet again like last year, and you already know what happened last year. Um, we got spat on by Benzema, of course. So we really need to like our defense really needs to like fix things up for this upcoming Juve game. So hopefully we can solve things. Even if we do win, we still like that. Like a win is still not a win. Even if we do win Juve, I don't think we can really say, oh, the problem is solved. We still need to get a new center back, and I think the perfect guy is this January. We need to get Skriniar, man. If we do not get Skriniar or another world class defender center back, we are screwed. We are definitely screwed. I think options I would say is Skriniar. I think that Skriniar is a great option. I don't think like AC Milan would let Tomori go, and I don't really see Tomori at Paris Saint-Germain. So I think Skriniar is one option. Who else is there? I guess Skriniar, maybe Bastoni, but not really. I think Skriniar is the main man I'm leading to. I like recently I've been joining a lot of not recently. I think like about a month ago, I joined this PSG WhatsApp group, and there's just a lot of PSG fans. We talk about PSG and football and stuff. And I think it was just 2 days ago. I said, man, we need a new center back. I also said we needed a new fullback. Some of them were questioning it. But as a PSG fan, like as someone who watches PSG, I know they're also PSG fans. But I think that we need a new fullback as well as a new center back. I think Mukiele is not really a fullback. So if like someone like Hakimi is injured or not even injured, if Galtier wants some rest time for Hakimi, I don't think Mukiele is that right replacement. That's why I think getting another fullback replacement, if we wanted to rest players like Nuno Mendes and Hakimi, a new fullback replacement for both of them. Like on the left, a replacement for Nuno Mendes is Juan Bernat. On the right, we don't really have a Hakimi replacement other than Mukiele. And as I said, Mukiele not really the best at right back. That's why I think a new right back would suit us. So yeah, that is ici c'est Paris, Paris Saint-Germain there. So yeah, hopefully we can solve things up. Yeah, very nervous about this UCL game because we need to get that first place. But we'll do some predictions after and talk about that game, the Champions League games on Friday. Let's get to the Premier League, guys. On the Premier League, we got Chelsea versus Brighton. Oh god, 2 own goals. You got 2 own goals here. 5th minute goal. You got that last goal in the 92nd minute. Kai Havertz with that header goal. So technically, Chelsea scored 3 goals and Brighton scored 2 goals. So if you say it like that, you can say, oh, Chelsea won 3-2. But the 3 goals that Chelsea scored, 2 of them, not just unfortunately, unluckily, it was the wrong net and made it 4-1 for Brighton. So yeah, very very bad there. The first goal here by Trossard. Which one is this? If I can try to remember this goal here, the Trossard goal. Yeah, this goal. No, that was the Liverpool one I'm thinking of now. Which one was this one? I don't quite remember this goal. I don't quite remember the 5th goal. Don't quite remember the 14th minute goal as well. Damn, bad football knowledge, guys. I remember the Kai Havertz goal assisted by the right back here. Who is it? Chalobah. I think he also got that assist later on in the game to compensate for that own goal, I guess. He got that assist to a cross into Kai Havertz, saw Kai Havertz, and then Kai Havertz got that header into the back of the net. This goal here was also pretty... No, I'm thinking of the Leeds-Liverpool game. So we'll talk about that as well. Unfortunately, I do not quite remember these goals. But overall, we can assume that Chelsea, man, is very, very bad. Honestly, in the back line after, man, what happened to Koulibaly? Koulibaly fell off. Thiago Silva made some really world-class saves. Thiago, man, how old is Thiago Silva? I swear this guy's been playing for years now. Silva age. How old is this guy? 30. Man, this guy's been playing for years. AC Milan legend, Paris Saint-Germain legend, Chelsea legend. So, man, Thiago Silva has been playing for years. I feel like I'm like, what the heck is it? Like, when I saw Thiago Silva in the highlights, I'm like, no ways this guy's still playing. I forgot about this guy. I'm like, what the heck? He's 38. I'm like, holy, I can't believe he's still a world-class defender. Made some world-class saves. And like usual, this guy makes world-class, saves on the goal line. It's like, every single time, every goal, every block you see by Thiago Silva, when you search up Thiago Silva blocks, most of them will be where he headers it, barely headers it over the goal bar, on the line. On that first, there's one goal where it's hit by a Brighton player. He gets a header on it, and then he's falling backwards and falls into the back netting of their own net. I'm like, what the heck? Holy, world class save. But holy, that was funny that he fell in the back of the net. But it's still the fact that he makes a goal, a world class save on barely on the line, to barely save barely save them from conceding a goal is just crazy. 38 years old. Holy, what a defender Thiago Silva is. As I said last video, did I jinx it, man? Because last video on Friday, I said that, oh, Graham Potter, Harry Potter for Chelsea, Potter Ball, guys, Potter Ball. Graham Potter hadn't lost a game with Chelsea yet since he got signed from Brighton. He was actually signed from Brighton as well, and then lost to his former club. I said it was a fact that Chelsea had not lost a game under Graham Potter since he had been signed from Brighton, after the first Champions League game when Thomas Tuchel got sacked for losing against Dinamo Zagreb about 2 months ago. And then just on the weekend after I said that podcast, looks like he lost, guys. Mr. Jinx right here, Mr. Jinx himself. But yeah, very very bad. I think Brighton did put a pretty. I'm confusing Brighton with that Leeds game. I vividly remember that Leeds game. I think Leeds had a really really good game against Liverpool. We'll get to that in a moment. Overall, what happened to Edouard Mendy, Aubameyang? I think he should have came on sooner. I think Jorginho, I think what he wanted to do is he thought Brighton would be an easy team, and by the looks of it, it looked like he tried to go with a kind of, not a no offense, but I think a low tier team, no Koulibaly, no Sterling, no Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and no Jorginho. Even though Jorginho is that pen merchant everyone is saying, I think Jorginho is still one of the best players, best center mids in Chelsea, and maybe you can say in the Premier League, maybe top 10 center mids right now in the Premier League. I think Hakim Ziyech is still world class. Azpilicueta is still world class as well. I think these players should have played. I think, as I said, I think Graham Potter underestimated his former club Brighton and went with that lower tier team. No Koulibaly, no Edouard Mendy, no Sterling, no Aubameyang. And he played this guy here, Loftus-Cheek. Chalaba, he continued to play Azpilicueta. Um, this is not Azpilicueta. He continued to play Kepa, Azpilicueta. He did not play Azpilicueta. So I think a lot. Oh no, he did play Sterling. Never mind. But still, I think like Aubameyang is an elite defender, elite finisher for Chelsea. But he did not play. So I think these were some of the causes which got them to that loss. But yeah, unfortunately, I did not quite remember this game. The game I did remember is still very bad from Chelsea. Very, very bad from Chelsea. The game I did remember instead. Okay, about Chelsea as well is you can look at the stats here: 15 shots, 7 shots on target. Now, do Chelsea? I think what's his name? Who's that owner? Todd Barley or something? The American owner for Chelsea. Do they sign? I think he wants to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. But I can never see Ronaldo in a Chelsea jersey. Never ever. The only thing is if he was to sign, if Ronaldo wanted to go to Chelsea, if he's willing to go to Chelsea, would he or would it fit the way Chelsea play? I think Chelsea are already fine with Aubameyang. They just got Sterling. And the thing with the way that Ronaldo plays is it needs to be like a way that what's his name? Maybe a way that Lewandowski or a way that Holland plays, the way that Man City plays, is you gotta play around Ronaldo, not Ronaldo around the team. You gotta play around Ronaldo. You can tell Man City playing towards Holland. They're passing it to Holland, giving Holland the ball, and Holland just bangs it in. They're playing around Holland, and that's the thing with Man United is when Ronaldo plays, they don't play around Ronaldo. Ronaldo plays, or the team plays all around, not around Ronaldo, and I think that's really the problem. Like we saw this in Madrid, is they played around Ronaldo. Yes, Madrid were a world class team group, but you can tell most of the part when they do these assists, it's still like the main objective was to get it to Ronaldo. As a team, they got it to Ronaldo. But when United, they don't really play as a team. Yes, they play as a team. Something like with Man City, like I don't know. You get what I mean. Is like Ronaldo needs to be the main player. They need to play with Ronaldo, play around Ronaldo, give it to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo will get it in. That is a different situation with United. So if Ronaldo was to go to Chelsea, I think the way Chelsea plays does not suit Ronaldo, because I think the way Aubameyang, I think Chelsea, they like to dribble more rather than dribble, play as a team, take long shots rather than pass it into the box and let Ronaldo and let a certain striker score. So that's why I think Ronaldo wouldn't really fit that. So I think Ronaldo going here wouldn't really be the best. I did also talk again. Now that we're on the subject about strikers, I wanted to talk about Mbappe. I said on my Instagram that I wanted to talk about Mbappe making the right move about staying in PSG. So now that's before, I know we're on the Premier League part, but we kind of talked about Ronaldo and strikers and stuff. Let's talk about Mbappe as well. Mbappe, guys, I think Mbappe made the right decision. All you haters out there, I still see all these like videos on Mbappe hating on Mbappe for staying in PSG. I think Mbappe made the right decision to stay in PSG. As a Mbappe fan, as a PSG fan, I've said this millions of times in the past summer after Mbappe extended. Is Mbappe did not stay for the money. If he went to Madrid, he's making the exact same amount, $300 million. The only thing Mbappe stayed in PSG for was because of the sporting plan, the sporting plan, the plan for the season. And here's the thing: Madrid had won the Champions League, which is unexpected. They had won the Champions League with this world class group. Why do they need another world class player if they already won the Champions League without him? Instead, he can stay in his home city, who did pretty bad last season. Yes, we won the Yes, we won the League 1, but like we did really bad in the Champions League. I think we needed more attack for more goals to break down the opponents. So stay in his hometown and help his hometown rather than go to a team that already won the Champions League without him. That's the problem. Is if he went to a team that already won the Champions League without him, he wouldn't feel as important. What he wanted to do is wait until 2024, and you can tell right now Madrid in 2024 want to sign a new striker in 2024. Keep in mind, in 2024 they didn't need a striker this year. That's why Mbappe didn't go, because if Mbappe went this year, it would have been pointless. It would have been pointless because I guess like they already won the Champions League without him. They're still a world class team. It would have been absolutely pointless. And you can tell they're not rushing to find a new striker for next season. They're gonna wait until 2024, and that's what Mbappe did as well. As Mbappe signed a 2-year contract with an option to extend until 2025. He wants to wait until 2024, where Benzema is gonna be like away, like a he's not gonna be playing a lot. They're gonna absolutely need a striker, and then Mbappe would go to Madrid. Right now, this season, they only wanted a striker. They did not need a striker. They won the Champions League without him. They only wanted Mbappe. They did not need Mbappe, and that's the difference. Want is you want something. I wish I had this. Like it's something that, like you want. Like I don't know. It's something that, like need is like you cannot do it without something. To want something is, oh, I just want it. Like maybe I don't need it. Like maybe it's not gonna help me, but I'll still take it. But so that's the thing with Mbappe and Madrid. I think Mbappe made the right decision, and I think Madrid are also making. I think Madrid, the way they've looked on Mbappe signing it is a terrible way. I think Madrid should understand themselves as well. They're not in a rush to find a new striker. They're waiting until 2024 to sign Haaland. In 2024, why don't you sign Mbappe instead? Right now, you're a world class team who's won the Champions League without Mbappe. Why do you need another world class player? In 2024, you're going to need him more because Benzema is not going to be as a player as he was last year. So that is what I'm trying to say here. I think, as I said, it's not just because of the money, it's because of the sporting plan Mbappe saw, the sporting plan differences, and you can tell the sporting plan that we had. Yes, we didn't get Skriniar. Yes, we didn't get Tchouaméni, and we didn't get Zinedine Zidane either. So we saw in the first 2-3 games, Mbappe was quite had a big ego. But now, as the season has went on, we've developed players. Our training has been really good with players. We've developed them, and they've become players who are suited around the team. And I think Mbappe likes that. Eminem, we have Messi, Neymar, Mbappe on fire. Especially Neymar and Messi. They took last season personally, man. They're trying to. They're both. Next year they're gonna have to give 2 Ballon d'Ors to Messi and to Neymar. So. It's not just those two. Mbappe is also doing good. Our midfield is really good. The only thing we need to improve is our back line. But I think that for our attack, I think Mbappe likes the way we attack with Vitinha, with Carlos Soler, with Mbappe, with himself, with Neymar, with Messi. I think that is what inspires Mbappe to be happier now than he was in the first 2-3 games of the season because of not getting Tchouaméni, Skriniar, and Zinedine Zidane. We told him we would be getting those 3. We didn't. We got separate players instead. And now you can tell he's more happier because he's fine with the way we've he's fine with the way we've I guess what's it called? Developed our players to suit around an attacking style that Mbappe can play as well. And I think that's what's really good. As I said, it's about the sporting plan this season rather than the money. That's why Mbappe stayed. So I just wanted to note that as well. One more game we're gonna take a look at Liverpool Leeds, Leeds winning 2-1 here. We're gonna take a look at United, Arsenal, and City. Just a quick overview. I did not watch the games, but we're just gonna look at a quick overview. Go to La Liga. Ended off with Champions League predictions. Liverpool, City, Leeds, man. Man, Liverpool are terrible, man. Joe Gomez is like man. Joe Gomez is a piece of plastic, and same with Van Dijk, man. Van Dijk, after that nutmeg by Valverde in the Champions League final, he took that personally, and he said like, "Oh, I'm gone." Like he said like, "Hell no, I'm out of here." So Van Dijk absolutely mudded. He's literally, and like, how are you an elite center back? How are you facing, like, how is your back against a player, man? How is your back as a center back? How is your back against a player? How are you supposed to defend if you can't even see him, man? That's one thing in itself. This first goal by Rodrigo was absolutely shiza by Liverpool's defense. So you have Joe Gomez here, who I guess like yes he played like plastic that whole game. But in this one part in the beginning, he got he got his body in the way between the player and the ball, which is good. He was being pressured still by the player, so he tried to do an outside foot towards Alisson, but it just wasn't a good enough pass. Alisson going outside into the box here. The pass was leading in towards the middle, like the penalty area of the box. And Van Dijk, you can clearly see Van Dijk. You can clearly tell, oh, the ball didn't go to Alisson. Alisson tries to turn around, he slips. Van Dijk is still like kind of walking there, like looking at the ball going past, and lets Rodrigo get an open net and score. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Van Dijk could have easily gotten that if he had positioned himself better. To be fair, I guess Van Dijk thought the ball was going to Alisson, but I feel like still when he saw that it didn't, I feel he was still kind of slouchy, lazy, foolish type from Van Dijk. He could have easily intercepted that, or went towards Rodrigo and kind of blocked him, shouldered him out of the way, and got that ball. So I think Van Dijk could have easily saved that. Good like interception from Joe Gomez, but just couldn't like get a clear pass to Alisson, and Alisson slipping open net. Rodrigo goes and gets that goal. So very, very lazy there. Mohamed Salah getting that 14th minute goal. I don't quite remember this one. Is this off of the corner? No, I think this was like no, this was not off the corner. It's Trent who has the ball. Trent tries, it goes, he like crosses it in. The cross goes a bit too far, and then it's Andy Robertson who does like another pass. It's Andy Robertson who does like another cross in, and Salah getting the header into the back of the net. For a second, I thought it was Fabinho, because Fabinho and Salah were both in that box, but I think it was Fabinho. Or maybe that happened, but no. I think it was Salah who got that header in. And then this last 89th minute goal here was honestly pretty nice goal here. It's a very, very, as I said, lazy defending by Liverpool. It's this guy here. This guy who does like, he with his right foot slides it to his left around Alisson. It's not really crossed in, kind of like low driven crossed in by I think this guy here. Someone over here, like this guy here. I don't know who it was, but it's one of the Leeds players. Goes into the middle of the box. He gets like at first he almost gets a bad touch on it and loses it, but then he does like he goes around Alisson and then gets it in the back of the net. So very, very lazy, very bad defending by Liverpool. Liverpool's defense might be worse than PSG, man. Might be worse than PSG. Van Dijk, his back is against the defender. How are you supposed to defend? Joe Gomez is a piece of plastic. Trent is not that bad, guys. As I said, Trent's more of that attacking player rather than the defensive player. If Trent was a midfielder, this Trent would be something different. But since he's playing at right back, and that's the problem. Is once again the problem with Liverpool is their midfield. I think their engine is turned off. That puts more pressure on the back line, and then the back line is also not doing good because they have no engine in the midfield, so they're worried that all the more pressure is against us. If they had an engine midfield, like I think they need to get 2 new center mids, box to box center mids, a new CDM. I think a new fullback would be good. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect for them. 2 new center mids, Jamal Musiala, they should for sure get. I said Tomori. I think Tomori would be a pretty good deal. Jamal Musiala, Jude Bellingham. I think Tonali. I think teams should start looking at Tonali. Maybe Barella is not a bad option as well. Çalhanoğlu, as a PSG fan, I would like Çalhanoğlu, but I mean Carlos Soler and Vitinha, Renato Sanchez, and what's his name? Carlos Soler, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz. They're all doing good for us, but I think with PSG, a midfielder like Çalhanoğlu would be really, really good. So I think all these players I mentioned, they are types of players that Liverpool need. 2 new box-to-box center mids, a new CDM like Tonali maybe, a new center back like Tomori, maybe a Skriniar would be good there. Hopefully PSG can get Skriniar, but that's a type of player that Liverpool need right now. Is they need a better defender, a captain, a leader, not a plastic defender like Joe Gomez, and a Virgil Back Dyke. I don't know, what am I trying to say here? Virgil van Back. He's like facing his back towards like, I don't know, man. What, like, this team is just, the defense is as bad as PSG. Like, that's how bad they were. Overall, they had both of these goals were good by Leeds. I think that Leeds had a really, really good challenging. I think they put a really challenging time for Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool had more possession, more shots on target, more shots in total. But I think the shots, the opportunities that Leeds also had was pretty challenging for Liverpool as well. So for the amount of possession that Leeds had, they honestly provided a really good amount of attack. So I think that's what I'm trying to say here is, yes, overall Overall, compared to Liverpool, they didn't really do the best. But for only 31% possession that whole match, they did had quite a lot of opportunities for the amount of time they had the ball. So I think that is what makes it important, and what made it more challenging for Leeds is for Liverpool is that they didn't just hold possession. Is when they had during this 31% possession, they had a lot more attacking opportunities. So that's what made it more challenging for Liverpool. So yeah, that is the Premier League there. That is Liverpool and Chelsea. I just wanted to talk about. Let's just take a look. United. I think Ronaldo also scoring yet. Oh no, not Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo scored in Europa League last week. But yeah, United. Rashford scoring a goal here. Did not see this goal, but yeah, looks like United. As I said, United more of that team, more of that like I guess team based. Like they don't play around one player. It's more of a team. They pass it a lot. Um, what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, honestly, yeah, West Ham really put a good show on for United. United honestly got hard carried by David De Gea. David De Gea making crazy amount of saves. So if it wasn't for David De Gea, United are screwed, man. They are actually screwed. City and Leicester. I think Kevin De Bruyne was injured. I want to say. I think Kevin De Bruyne was injured. Yeah, and then it was the beautiful act. It was a wonderful free kick, man. This guy Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best center mids right now in the world. Now let's do a quick like conversation about Kevin De Bruyne. Is recently I think in the past 2-3 years, Kevin De Bruyne has been showing himself. He's trying to show himself as one of the best center mids in the world, maybe as one of the best in all time. He is trying to say that I'm not saying that he is one of the best center mids. I'm trying to say the way he's playing looks like he wants to show that he is one of the best center mids of the world, or like in of all time. But yes, he is a world class player. This guy's vision is crazy. His passing, I think on the ball, I think defensively and physically, he's brilliant. This guy's shooting. This free kick he scored outside the box, I think it was like 40-30 yards out. And then it hit the top post and then into the net. Beautiful goal by Kevin De Bruyne. Beautiful free kick. He actually saved Man City um, for that Holland injury. Saved Man City this game. I think everything about Kevin De Bruyne is really really good, but I just don't think you can compare him to like I think in Premier League. I mean, even in Premier League, can you really say he's one of the best center mids of all time? I think in the whole world, I don't really think of all of football. I don't really think he's the best center mid of all time. I think you have other players like Xavi. I think Xavi is a better player. I think Iniesta was a better player. Um, Maybe Modric. I think Modric is still questionable. Is he a best, a world class like all time, or like or more as a La Liga best center mid? I think that's the thing there for Luka Modric. More as a Madrid center mid, like best center mid of all time. But Xavi is like he did it for Spain. He did it for Barcelona in the Champions League as well. Modric, like I mean, he's doing some world class stuff in Champions League as well. So I guess Modric. Yeah, I really don't know, but like yeah, like there's also like older players. You got Yaya Toure, man. Yaya Toure. I think Yaya Toure as a player, um, Yaya Toure was probably a better center mid for Man City than Kevin De Bruyne was. Yaya Toure. Who else do you have? Lampard. What's his name? Stevie G. Steven Gerrard. But I mean, we talked about this a lot, quite a while back ago. Steven Gerrard, was he good? Was he on? Is he this good? Like as we know him? What is he this good as we know him because he was good, or because Liverpool was just so shite back then that it made him look good? Is that's what I'm trying to say? Is Henderson? We compared him to Henderson. Is Henderson could be as good as Stevie G? The only thing that's making Henderson not look as good as Stevie G is because of the rest of the team. And back then Liverpool was so bad. Maybe because Stevie G was the best, he looked like the star and the Liverpool legend. Maybe you can say Henderson is a legend if Henderson was to play back then as well. You get what I mean? Is Liverpool's team now compared to back then is so much better, even though they're doing bad right now. It's so much better to compare to back then that like it makes it doesn't just like it doesn't just look like one player is the star player of the team. And back then, since everyone was bad, Stevie G was that star player of the team. So that's what I'm trying to say. Same thing here. Kevin De Bruyne, um, not really the same thing here, but what I'm trying to say, my point is like Like compared to Lampard, I think Lampard is still a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. Who else do you have? I don't know. Who else do you have? Hullet. Would Bergkamp really be, or yeah, is it Bergkamp? I think would Bergkamp really be? If Bergkamp. Let's just take a look here. Dennis Bergkamp. No, it's not Bergkamp. It's not Bergkamp. What's his name? Shoot. Where's my ball knowledge? Where is my ball knowledge? Dude, man, where's my ball knowledge? Where's my ball knowledge? Come on, where's my ball knowledge? Netherlands, Barcelona players. Cliff Coleman, not Clivert. Man, he starts with a B. I think. I'm pretty sure it starts with a B. I'm pretty sure it starts with a B, man. Not Rijkaard either. Not Bergkamp, man. It's not Bergkamp. Not Seedorf. Not foreign for players from Netherlands. And it wasn't Bergkamp. Was it Bergkamp? It might have been Bergkamp. Damn, my ball knowledge is not elite, guys. Call me a fake football watcher. Fake football watcher, guys. Fake football watcher. Luke De Jong. Boy. Okay, it might have been Bergkamp. It might have been Bergkamp, but huh. Yeah, it could have been Bergkamp. Honestly, it might have been Bergkamp. Like, do you consider it wasn't Bergkamp? I think it was Bergkamp. He's more of a center forward, still an elite player. Bergkamp was. Um, no, I don't think it was Bergkamp though. I think it was another Barcelona's Dutch player, but I just quite can't remember who it was. But like, I think like players like Bergkamp, would he be a center mid or center forward? If he was a center mid, uh, I guess you can say he was a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. What I'm trying to say here is, yes, Kevin De Bruyne is a world class player right now, but in all time, is he really a world class player? I think there's so many more players that are ahead of Kevin De Bruyne that just get in the way of Kevin De Bruyne being a top five midfielder of all time. I think you have Xavi, Lampard, yeah, you have Toure. So I think there's like Seedorf, Rijkaard. So I think you have all these players. Hullet, Lothar Matthäus, even Lam. You got Lam as well. So I think there's just so many other players that get in the way. Um, yes, he is a world class player, but you can't really say because of how many other world class players there were. I think compared to all these other players, De Bruyne is not really the best of all time, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is yes, right now it's looking like he's a top contender for top three midfielders of all time, but like I don't really think so. I think that's I don't really like. There's so many other good midfielders. So yeah, I just wanted to note that as well. It took me so long just to say that. Arsenal to the moon. What's the channel again? We love you, Arsenal. We do. We love you, Arsenal. We do. We love you, Arsenal. We do. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. Arsenal, yes, finally getting not finally, but I guess getting that other win against 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. I'm very, very happy. Still have that 2 point difference, top of the league against Man City. And I think what we can say now is, yeah, brilliant game there. I just wanted to look at that as well. Is what we can say right now is we're almost, what is it? How many games are there in the league? 38. We're like 12 games, so we're about like a third-ish there, just almost about a third of the way there. Like maybe 13 games is about a third. Let's just say about a third of the way there, a third of the season through. And I think right now we can say that Arsenal, if Arsenal keep up what they're doing, I think Arsenal have secured a top four spot. I think Man City also secured that top four spot. It's up. It's really up to the third place and fourth place, which are going to be the contending spots. I think Arsenal and City will be securing their spot in the top four. It is who gets third and fourth. And I think Newcastle are doing really, really good. The money paid out well. The oil money from Saudi Arabia really, really paid out well for Newcastle. The only problem is here, I think Newcastle, it's not just about the beginning of the season, man. It's really more about the end of the season. Because at the beginning, it's just like, oh, I had an elite start. It's more about, can you sustain that elite start? and hold it throughout the whole season, especially near the end when points are more key and necessary. We saw it last season, Liverpool and Man City, 1 point difference, 100 points versus 99 points, was it? What am I saying? 199, 93 and 92 is a 1 point difference though. Is like every game mattered that game. Every single game mattered because if they lose one game, the title race is over for them. And that is the same thing here. Is yes, like in the beginning when you lose games, it's still pretty bad, but it's more towards the end where it gets more stressful. Where it's like, oh, we only have a limited amount of games left. We only have 5 games left. Um, we need to win all these games to secure more points. Like right now, you can say, oh, it's only the first game. We still have so many more games to I guess to compensate for this one game here. But when it gets to the end of the season, you can't really say that because there's only a limited amount of games left. And yes, like, oh, one game you lose your first game. Oh, 37 games left, no worries. Compared to, oh, we lost one game, 5 games left. We need to win these 5 games. There's a difference there. It's because let's say you get one loss. Let's say you get 5 losses throughout the whole season. Let's say a team like Arsenal get 5 losses this whole season. If they were to lose the first 5 and win the final and win all the ones afterwards, I think we can say, oh, Liverpool are a really good team for winning all the ones afterwards. If Liverpool won all the 5 in the beginning and then won all in the beginning and lost the last 5 of the games, they would probably go down. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's kind of confusing, but what I'm trying to say is more. It matters more towards the end of the season. And for Newcastle, I think they have a good start. I just don't think. I think when it gets to December or January is when the real leagues begin to start and where the real pressure is. The Champions League knockout stage. You need to worry about that for a lot of teams. And I think it gets more towards the teams because the pressure's on to get like the oh, we have to start winning more games. I think now it's a bit less pressured. Like, oh, if we lose one game now, we have some more to I guess more to compensate for this one loss. When you have 2 games left and say, oh, we have to win these 2, it's more pressured than saying, oh, we have to win these 2 in the beginning of the season. You get what I mean? So I think for Newcastle, yes, they have a good start. I think near December, they're gonna do bad. I think United and Chelsea. I think Spurs are also gonna fall off. I think Chelsea, if they don't do what they did this past weekend, Chelsea will have a chance as well. But I feel like a lot of their players are a bit iffy as well. I mean, like Conte, not really. Conte kind of injured right now, so I think that's a huge factor for Chelsea. Same with Reece James. I think Reece James is a huge factor. A lot of these players injured for Chelsea. Spurs, I know they have a really good season as well, but I think they're somehow going to find a way to just end up like in 5th place, maybe 4th place, maybe just barely secure that. But what I'm trying to see here is near December and January is where the real season begins. I think now it's just, oh, you had a good start. Can you sustain that start throughout the whole season? Because near the end of the season is where it matters the most because all your players are drained from the season, from all the stuff that happened before the season. You get what I mean? So yeah, that's what I just wanted to note there as well. But yeah, that is the Premier League. Let's just go a quick review of the La Liga, guys. La Liga, we had Madrid versus Girona, where somehow it was a draw. Vinicius Jr. with a really good, I think it was assisted by Valverde, really good cross, or not really cross, a really good hard pass into the box, and then Vinny getting that touch on it, kind of like that UCL final Liverpool goal. And then we had it was off of a corner here. I think it went out to outside the box, and then it went for a strike, and it went right towards Asensio, where Asensio, instead of getting it with his chest, he blocks it with his hand. And to be fair, if he didn't block it with his hand, his chest would have been ripped. That ball was hugely hard. That was a really good strike, a really powerful strike. It wasn't really for his chest. It was more like for his neck, and I think that's very dangerous. So that's why he had to block it with his hand. He just went like that and stuff. And then, of course, handball, of course. The penalty was given, so I guess he could have done better to block that. Maybe take it in as a team. If you want to be a team player, just take it in like a man. Don't really like block it like that. But I think when it's just human reactions, man, and especially when it's dangerous, when it's a powerful strike, especially if it's going for your chin, your head, for your teeth. That is very dangerous, and you can't really afford that. I mean, Rudiger did something impossible. He got his eye like all bleeded and stuff. So I mean, that guy did something. He was a man to get that punch from the goalkeeper, but still, man, I think it's very dangerous. I think Rudiger didn't expect that as well. So yes, I'm saying he's a man. He didn't expect that as well though. I think if this was Rudiger, he would have turned his back. I think that's the better option for Asensio should have done. He should have turned his back and hit it from his side of the body instead of blocking it with his hands. Foolish foul or foolish penalty given, and then the penalty is given and they scored. And then yeah, surprisingly, Toni Kroos getting his first ever red card in like what is that, 780 games I think. First ever red card of Toni Kroos' career. This guy's been playing professional football his whole life for Bayern Munich and for Madrid. Hasn't had a red card until yesterday, so crazy note there. Barcelona, Lewandowski also scoring in the last minute of the game. Table is very close between Barcelona and Madrid. It's like, yeah, as I said, it really matters. Like, Madrid cannot lose now because then Barcelona will get ahead. So, like, these games really, really matters. Like, yes, like, oh, there's like 36 games left. But I think, like, let's say, like, let's say both Madrid and Barcelona lose every single game until the last two. Then they're gonna say, oh, the last two are the very most important games. That's what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, La Liga looking pretty difficult as well. Unlucky loss for Madrid, as you know, Vardrid, loser Drid. So yeah, pretty funny there, guys. Let's just give our UCL predictions. Let's actually let's do the UCL prediction. Let's take a look at like we're gonna compare it over here. So let's just make a prediction here. So this is from last week. Let's just do another thing here. Let's do a line here. S3 episode 25, we'll name it. So predictions for this week. We're not gonna write it here. I'm just gonna say who do I think are gonna go through. So teams who have already gone through is over here. These are the teams who've already gone through. These are the teams who've already gone through. And then let's go take a look at the teams here. So we got, okay, so who hasn't qualified yet? Okay, so Napoli already guaranteed first place, Liverpool second place. Okay, actually let's just get rid of these here. In this group here, so Club Brugge and Porto have already gone through, but if Club Brugge want to stay at first place, then not versus teams like Napoli, Bayern, Man City, and Madrid, they're gonna have to win this next game. Did Porto actually beat Club Brugge? Let's just take a. So yeah, even if Club Brugge draw and Porto win, if Club Brugge lose and Porto draw, So right now, Club Brugge need to win to secure this. So they have to win. At absolute most, Club Brugge need to win. If they draw, or lose, they also have to hope that Porto loses. But if Porto draw and Club Brugge also draw, or no, if Porto draw and Club Brugge win. What am I saying? If Porto draws and Club Brugge lose, Porto are first. If Club Brugge wins and Porto wins, if Club Brugge wins, no matter what Club Brugge are through, you just gotta hope that if Club Brugge don't win, then they have to hope that Porto either if Club Brugge draw at minimum, they gotta hope that Porto do not win. So what am I trying to say here? Is at minimum, if Porto want to stay at that first place to not verse elite teams, then they're gonna have to win. Otherwise, they're gonna have to hope that Porto either draw or lose. So that's what I'm trying to say here. And then what else? So predictions here we got. Let's see. We look at the matches. Porto, Atletico de Madrid. The problem is Porto, Atletico Madrid, Club Brugge, Leverkusen. I do think that Club Brugge. I think Leverkusen are the stronger team against Club Brugge. Therefore, I think Leverkusen will win. And if Porto get 1 point against against Atletico, Club Brugge gets second. So my predictions here is we're not gonna look at the games. I think here Leverkusen wins. Porto will, I think, at least draw. I think Porto will draw for sure. Tarmi gonna have a masterclass. Persian R9. For group wise, we're gonna look at a group predictions in group. I think first place, I think Porto first, Club Brugge second. That is my predictions for that group. Let's see what other groups do we have here. This is already secured. Spurs. Okay, so here I think over here is very like what game do we have in group? What group is this? in Group D. So we have Marseille, Spurs, and I think last time I think Marseille beat Spurs last time. If we take a look, pretty sure Marseille beat Spurs. Where is this, man? Where is this? Bro. Where the hell is this? No, so Spurs beat Marseille. So I think Spurs and Marseille yet again. I think Spurs. Okay, I think we'll say Spurs wins. I think Marseille. If this was 3 weeks ago, I'd say Marseille are the stronger team against Spurs, but I don't really. I think Spurs are the stronger team, so I think Spurs will stay in first place in the group. And between Frankfurt and Sporting, I think Sporting are the strong. I think Frankfurt are the stronger team, so we'll say Frankfurt second place. Chelsea. I think Chelsea beat Milan. So even if Chelsea lose and Milan win, I think that Chelsea will. Yeah, Chelsea will still stay in first place. So Chelsea have secured their place here. It's up to Milan to win against RB Salzburg. So actually, who did Milan have? They have RB Salzburg. So you have Milan and Salzburg. The winner here will go through. And I think Milan are the stronger team. So over here, we'll say Milan in second place. We'll say AC. Oh yeah, Milan. We have Inter, Madrid here. Most likely Madrid are getting getting first here. Most likely they have. I think they have Celtic next. So Madrid getting first here, and then I think Leipzig beats Shakhtar. So even if Shakhtar win, I think Leipzig will still go through. So Leipzig second. This group is already this is already like no change again here, and then over here I'm hoping if our attack scores a lot of goals to just destroy Juventus. I mean, Juventus are even worse. I think in the order from worst teams to best teams for defense is Juventus have the absolute worst team in defense. Liverpool with the second worst team of defense, and then PSG with the third worst team of defense. So what I mean by third is like they're not as bad as a defense as Juventus. Juventus just sucks. So if we can do that, if we can hopefully like get some blocks against Juventus, I think we can for sure win this and then get first in our group. Benfica getting second. I think that's what's gonna happen here. These are I won't really say predictions about scoreline, more about predictions of who will be going through, who will be getting first or second in the group for the upcoming games, for the contenders who could contend for first and second. That's what I'm trying to say. So these are my predictions there for these are my predictions for which teams will be going through and what place they'll get for their group, depending on their match, the upcoming match for today and tomorrow. But yeah, we'll take a look back on this on Friday, guys. Photo, let's end it off with a photo. See, so who did we talk about today? I like to do photos about who we talked about in the podcast. We talked about Kevin De Bruyne. So it is a Premier League player. Let's see if it's a French. We talked about Mbappe. It is a striker. We talked about Ronaldo. Is it Ronaldo? Not Ronaldo. Okay. I would do, is Sterling a striker? No, he's a left winger. Who else is there? Kai Havertz. He's a cam. He's not a Man City player. It could be a Chelsea player. It could be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Not a Chelsea player. Salah. What is Salah considered? Firmino as a center forward. Jota. What is Jota? Center forward. Who can we do? Who's a striker? The Premier League, not French. Rodrigo. What is Rodrigo? He's a cam, but let's see. Is it Spanish? Not Spanish. There's a striker. What strikers are there? Rashford, but it's not United. Let's check if it's English. Not English. Oh god, this is gonna be terrible, man. Terrible. Who's a German midfielder in the Premier League? Or not midfielder, just any German player. Who's a German player? Kai Havertz. Let's just do Kai Havertz. If it's a German, Goretzka. Not. Holy man. Who could this be? A striker? Not any of the big nations either. Not Leeds. Can't be Leicester Vardy. Cannot be Vardy. We can get the team or the nation. I feel like we should be able to get it. So let's just try it. Maybe like Jorginho. Italian player. I don't know. Is there an Italian striker? If you guys hear those fireworks, it's just Halloween, as I said. Let's try Wolves. Is it a Wolves player? Oh, wait, this is terrible, guys. Terrible, terrible. Who's another striker? Who are those strikers? Who are even the strikers in the Premier League, man? That people know as well. Maybe I'll just have terrible ball knowledge. Let's think of this. Let's think of this. Let's think of it, guys. So who else is there? What other big nations do we not have? No, I'm not gonna put Pulisic. Is he even a striker? No, so it can't be Pulisic. It's a Premier League. It is a striker. Damn, this is terrible, guys. This is terrible. Let's see. Spurs player? Not a Spurs player. Holy man. Is Son a striker? Carlson. We could check if he's Brazilian. Oh god, yeah. If this is someone I definitely don't know. Hey, let's take a look for our last one. If it's not any of the big five, so strike. Prem. Strikers. Oh no, no, no. No. No, no. No, no. Cannot be any of these guys. Calvert-Lewin is no. Martial, no. Holland. Alan Shearer, what the heck is he doing here? Drogba, yeah, let's guess Drogba, guys. Wang Ki-chan, but he's not a Wolves player either. So it cannot be that. Jota is a center forward on that website. Edward, but he's French, so it's not French either. Dennis Bergkamp. Honestly, let's just end the video. Let's just put someone, guys. Let's just go back and do Mbappe. Darwin, wait, bro, didn't I put a Liverpool player? Oh my, I swear I put a. No, maybe I didn't put a Liverpool player. Oh my, because I couldn't think of a Liverpool striker, so I didn't. Oh my. Anyways, guys, yeah, how can I not think of Darwin Nunez, guys? He's pen merchant. That's why he's not a striker. He's a pen player. I only know him from penalties, and since man, how can I forget about him, man? My ball knowledge, just oh my, bro, how did I forget about him? Anyways, guys, we're gonna end off the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I'll release a schedule on. I'll post it here on the podcast when this podcast is released. I'll just make that right after. So I'll post that today about upcoming schedules. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. As I said, stay safe, stay happy, stay flow, and I'll see you later. Peace.